Sunday afternoon, really couldn't get away too soon.
Matcha latte mistakes beginners make and how to fix them. First is using a poor quality matcha or a powder that has oxidized. Second is not using a sieve to break up clumps. If you want a smooth drink, a sieve helps you get that silky matcha shot. You can use 2 to 3 scoops of powder for your latte. Third, you want to use water in the range of 175 degrees Fahrenheit. If you go hotter, you risk burning your matcha. Fourth, using too little or too much water. When making a latte, use between 30 to 50 milliliters. Fifth, do not raw dog it with a whisk. Soak it in hot water for a minute to soften the bristles. Sixth, whisking only in circles. What you want to do is whisk in a zigzag formation. Whisk quickly but gently as to not break the tines. As you whisk for around 30 seconds, go a little gentler towards the surface. Doing so will break up larger bubbles and give you a microfoam. Now you can assemble your latte with sweetener and milk. For this one, I used around 10 grams of agave and 200 milliliters of milk. All that's left to do is enjoy your hard work. If these tips helped you, give a like and follow for more. This is how I transfer my matcha powder. First thing is grab your matcha bowl and put the tin inside. Then I try to move the powder downwards to get it ready to cut. Snip right below the seal, carefully move the opening into the tin, and then release the powder out little by little. Try to get as much powder out as you can. Slowly lift the packet as you go. I give it one last shimmy before I take it out. Next, pour a little water into the packet and shake it up. I feel like doing this step is worth it. Matcha is so precious, we should savor every bit of it. I hope these tips helped you. Like and follow for more.
If you're a matcha lover, then you have to make these easy matcha crinkle cookies this holiday cookie season. This is a no-chill recipe. It's super easy to make and takes only a few ingredients. Start by whisking together 1 egg and 3/4 cups of granulated sugar until it turns really fluffy and pale in color. If you're doing this by hand, it'll take about 5 to 10 minutes. Once it turns into this fluffy texture, add in 4 tablespoons of softened butter and then whisk again until it's well combined. Then add in 1 cup of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 2 teaspoons of matcha powder. Try to use a really good quality matcha here, or else your cookies might turn brown. Mix everything until it's just combined, and then take a cookie scooper or a spoon to scoop out the dough into small balls. Then coat them with a thick layer of powdered sugar. This will help form the crackle design on the cookies after baking. Then place them about 1 inch apart on a lined baking tray and then bake them at 350 for 11 to 14 minutes, or just until the edges look set but the center is still a little soft. The cookies will continue to cook a little on the baking tray, and they'll flatten down a little while they're cooling down. Let the cookies cool completely on the baking tray and then enjoy!
It's time to get to know your matcha whisk. The bamboo matcha whisk is one of the most important parts of your matcha routine. It is used to evenly combine your powder and water and create a beautiful microfoam. As you can see here, I have a brand new whisk and the prongs, also known as tines, are curled up and overall it is very stiff. There's a tight bundle in the center which indicates that the whisk, known as a chasen in Japanese, needs to be soaked in hot water in a process called blooming. For comparison, here's an older, already bloomed whisk to show the difference. It is more relaxed, unfurled, and can create a more delicate and fine matcha microfoam, which makes the consumption of matcha pleasant. So you might be asking, how do you bloom your whisk? To prepare your brand new whisk for the first time, I place a whisk in a heat-safe bowl or glass. Then you pour hot or boiling water over the tines of the whisk about 2 inches from the bottom of the bowl. Avoid going above the thread of the whisk since it can be prone to developing mold and will deteriorate the whisk much more quickly. I like to let it soak for about 10 to 12 minutes, and you can see with this time lapse, the inner bundle will start to loosen and spread out. Once your timer is up, remove your whisk and you can see that the outer tines have unfurled and are now in a C shape rather than a tight curl. The inner bundle is also loosened up a bit. Now your whisk is ready for everyday use. Make sure that before every use of your whisk, you are soaking it in hot water for at least 1 minute before you whisk your matcha. Every time I'm done using my whisk, I rinse it under running water and place it on the whisk holder to dry and maintain the shape of the whisk. I hope that this was helpful, and now it's your turn to make some delicious matcha.
If I started a bakery, these matcha latte cupcakes would be the first thing that I put on the menu. They're fluffy and tender and packed with matcha flavor in every bite. First whisk together some oil and sugar and then add eggs and mix until smooth. Then add in a bit of sour cream and milk, which will help keep these cupcakes moist and tender and add a subtle richness. Then sift in the flour, baking powder, and matcha powder and then mix until just combined, but be careful not to overmix these or else the dough will turn a bit tough. Divide the batter into your cupcake liners and then bake them at 350 for roughly 20 minutes and then let the cupcakes cool in the pan. Once they fully cooled, top them with a swirl of matcha cream frosting and you're done. You can find the recipe for the matcha cream and cupcakes all in my weekly newsletter.